I love when strangers on the internet insult me. Don't y'all? So, if you didn't see the thread that this is from, I posted a video, the clip from the show Blackish, where the kids get the VIP tour at Disneyland and start making rude comments to cast members and to other people waiting in line, with the caption, I think it was Disney influencers who say they need DAS but then behave like this in the parks. And then the video shows them being like, don't make eye contact with me. Watch out, VIP coming through. If you're engaged in the Disney TikTok world, which honestly it's probably good for you. If you're not, like, that's probably better for your health and well-being. Good job. It's possible that the person here has just not seen this content, but if you are engaged in this space, you've probably come across videos at least once where somebody on a live stream is bragging about that they don't have to wait in the line because they have DAS, and that they don't have time for that, and that they're better than that, and that they have, in some cases, the hack, the free pass, the right script phrases to say to get the DAS and get approved. And, my comments were not anything about people with invisible disabilities. I have invisible disabilities like 95% of the time. Yes, when I go to Disneyland, I use a scooter, but most of the time I don't look disabled. But two things can be true at the same time, even if those things seem to be conflicting. And it both can be and is true at the same time that there are people who knowingly and intentionally fake their DAS pass need in order to skip the line, and that Disneyland and Disney World have changed their disability system multiple times in recent history, including as recently as spring this year, and that because of these fakers, Disney has made the system harder for those of us with invisible disabilities that do need DAS to actually get DAS. In fact, because Disney discovered that anxiety and IBS were going around social media as the hot tips for how to get automatically approved for DAS, those are no longer as easy to actually get DAS passes for people who have IBS and anxiety. And that is not okay. And that does need to be called out. It can also be true at the same time that invisible disabilities exist, are valid, and are difficult to deal with. Me calling out people harming a system that is intended to accommodate disabled people by faking it is not the same thing as saying that invisible disabilities don't exist or are valid. There are people on this app who have multiple times admitted that they are. I do feel bad that it seems like this commenter is someone who has felt the need to overly explain, justify, and has felt hurt by the experience of having a disability that cannot be seen, and I relate to that. But that doesn't make it also not true that I cannot call out bad behavior that is actively harming our community by making it harder for people with invisible disabilities to get DAS passes. I responded in the comments again, trying to reiterate the fact that this was not a commentary on invisible disabilities in any way. And I am not sure how it got to this, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a little confused about how my videos are borderline inaccurate, because most of what I post is like, did you know that this ride has an accessible entrance? Did you know that if you ask for food accommodations, you can get them for these things? Like, these are not really, I don't know. It's not like I'm spreading rumors saying like, Disney has confirmed it's going to be sold to Apple, because that one's a big hot topic right now. I'm using that as an example, but I'm not saying that is the case, because I don't want to be actually inaccurate. But anyway, I needed to respond to this because I don't know. I mean, honestly, this feels a little unnecessary and just intentionally hurtful, and I'm sorry that, this person is feeling hurt by an ableist society that does judge invisible illnesses, but my video was not one of them. My video is about calling out the people who have harmed the disability accommodation system at Disney by making it harder on people with visible and invisible disabilities to actually get them, because they have been caught or bragged about intentionally faking or hacking the system. And that does in fact need to be called out, because it is hurting the entire disabled community that wants to go to Disney. And last but definitely not least, whether you have a DAS pass, a VIP tour, you're Kim Kardashian, it doesn't matter. Nobody in the parks should be behaving the way that the kids are in that clip from Blackish. I think the show was making fun of that in the first place, and cast members deserve to be treated better than that. And anyone who is being disrespectful and rude and entitled towards cast members also deserves to be called out.